fathers for the day. And I'm introducing to us His Royal Majesty, Oba Abdulrasheed Ayotunde Olabomi Odundun the Fourth, the Aragbiji of Iragbiji. Please join me to say Kábíyèsí o. You're welcome, sir. That is from the home front of His Excellency. And sitting next to him is Dr. Michael Adeagbo Odunayo Ajayi, the Arota Waya II, Elerimo of Erimo Ijesha Kingdom. You're welcome, sir. We want to welcome also the Vice Chairman, Ilorin South Local Government, Honorable Joel Mary Abiodun. You're very much welcome. We welcome the Permanent Secretary, Special Duties, Kwara State, Alhaji Tunde Sholami, representing the Honorable Commissioner for Special Duties. You're very much welcome, sir. And we also have the Honorable Commissioner for Youth Development, Kwara State, ably represented by Acting Permanent Secretary and Director of Planning, Finance and Supply, Ajia Okola Kubrata Tinuke. You're welcome, madam. And here also we have the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Tertiary Education, Kwara State, ably represented by Dr. Sunday Akoni. You're very much welcome, sir. So once again, we want to welcome each and every one of you. Mr. Vice Chancellor, Your Excellency and Mr. Vice Chancellor, today, where we're having this program, marks the 3rd anniversary of the Vice Chancellor on the seat of Vice Chancellorship of this university. So, Mr. Vice Chancellor, we are calling on you for your remarks and declaring the program open. You're welcome, sir.
Your Excellency, our distinguished personality, lecturer, Alhaj Adegboyega Isiaka Oyetola, CON, the Honorable Minister of Marine and Blue Economy. Your Excellency, the Governor of Kwara State, Malam Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, CON, who is also the Chairman of Governors Forum in Nigeria. Your Excellency, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council, University of Ilorin, Sovio Jacob Abiodun Aluko, FCMI. Heads of various agencies under the Marine and Blue Economy. I recognize NIMASA, I recognize Shippers Council, and use them as point of reference for other heads of agencies that accompanied His Excellency, the Honorable Minister, to this program. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic, Professor Muji Taibat Bakare Odola. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Management Services, Professor Adegboyega Adisa Fawole. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research, Technology and Innovation, Professor Mukhtar Adeza Etudaye. The Registrar, Mr. Mansour Adeleke Alfanla. The boss. The bursar, Mr. Abiodun Lawal. The university librarian, Professor Kamaldeen Tunde Omopupa. Deans, the provost and deans of various faculties, the director of Center for Advancement, Professor Abdulwahid Yahya, the acting director, Center for Management and Leadership, Ilorin, Dr. Adeola Aminat Odebode, other directors of various units here present, the president of the Students' Union, the leadership of the Students' Union, great Unilorites, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is with profound honor and immense delight that I welcome your excellencies and all our distinguished guests to the Better by Far University, the University of Ilorin, for this truly historic occasion of the maiden personality lecture of our University of Ilorin Advancement Center, and of course the maiden conferment of honorary fellowship on two distinguished Nigerians who are here seated. Today, we are exceptionally privileged to host a distinguished Nigerian whose life of public service is a testament to dedication, vision, and excellence. The Honorable Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Alhaji Adegboyega Oyetola, CON. Your Excellency, we are deeply grateful that you accepted our invitation to deliver today's lecture titled The Nexus Between Blue Economy and Higher Education for Sustainable Development in Nigeria. Your presence here is not only an honor to our institution, but also a powerful reaffirmation of the unwavering commitment of Your Excellency to national progress. On behalf of the entire university community, I extend our warmest welcome. The choice of today's topic is both visionary and critically timely. Globally, nations are turning to blue economy, which is the sustainable use of ocean and marine resources, as it is a new frontier for economic growth, improved livelihoods, and environmental stewardship. For a nation like Nigeria, blessed with extensive coastal access and rich maritime potential, the blue economy represents a veritable pathway for economic diversification, innovation, and youth empowerment. However, to effectively harness this potential, we must be deliberate in investing in knowledge, research, and human capacity. This is the indispensable role of higher education. Universities must function as a catalytic engines of national development, providing the intellectual leadership and skilled workforce required to propel the marine and blue economic sectors towards sustainability and prosperity. Here at the University of Ilorin, we are fully committed to aligning our academic mission with Nigeria's most pressing developmental priorities. We operate on the conviction that a modern university must do more than teach. It must innovate, collaborate, and lead. A university must embark on impactful research to develop the society. This philosophy is the driving force behind our establishment of specialized centers designed to be hubs of ideas, engagement, and tangible innovations. In this regard, three strategic centers stand out for their synergistic potential and national impact: the Center for Advancement, the Center for Management and Leadership, and the Center for Blue and Regenerative Economy. While each has a distinct mandate, they are united by a common vision: the relentless pursuit of excellence, the cultivation of leadership, and the advancement of sustainable development for our nation. The Center for Advancement serves as our vital bridge, connecting the university with its partners, alumni, and friends to build the robust networks essential for research and development. The Center for Management and Leadership is dedicated to building capacity and strengthening governance frameworks across the public and private sectors. The Center for Blue and Regenerative Economy is at the forefront, driving cutting-edge research and training in marine sciences, policies, and sustainability, thereby positioning our university as a key stakeholder in Nigeria's emerging blue economy landscape. Together, they form a powerful, synergistic framework where knowledge is fused with leadership and innovation is transformed into real-world impact. Your Excellencies, your leadership at the helm of affairs, as the pioneer minister in the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, has been exemplary, positioning Nigeria to finally unlock the vast opportunities within its maritime resources. It is in this spirit of shared purpose that we humbly propose a further strategic partnership between the Ministry, Your Excellency, and the University of Ilorin, a partnership dedicated to fostering research, shaping policy, and building the human capital required for the blue economy to thrive. Our center is positioned to provide research impetus to what the ministry is doing, and we are poised to train your staff in modern-day realities of management of marine and its economy. And we are well equipped to support policy initiatives of the ministry on the whole to achieve excellence on all fronts. To give physical expression to this vision, the University of Ilorin envisages the construction of a purpose-built complex. This edifice would house the Center for Management and Leadership and the Center for Blue and Marine Economy under one roof. This will not merely be a building, it will be a nexus hub for innovation and sustainable development, a dynamic space where research informs policy and education drives tangible national transformation. We will be profoundly honored, sir, if this landmark project could be seeded and symbolically inaugurated by your esteemed office and in your honor. Such a gesture will immortalize your foundational contributions to both higher education and national development, standing as a permanent legacy of the powerful partnership between your ministry and our university. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today's event marks a significant milestone in our journey of meaningful engagement. It reaffirms our core belief that academia, government, and industry must work in concert to achieve sustainable development. I must specially commend the Director of Advancement Center, Professor Wahid Babatunde Yaya, the Acting Director of the Center for Management and Leadership, Dr. Amina Odebode, for their vision and exemplary organization of this maiden personality lecture and award of fellowship. To our guest of honor, the Honorable Minister, we express our deepest gratitude for the presence of Your Excellency and the inspiration you bring. We remain humbled by your attendance in spite of your very tight schedules. May this lecture ignite transformative ideas, foster fruitful collaborations, and build enduring partnerships that will shape the future of Nigeria's blue economy and strengthen the vital bond between government and academia. Before concluding this, my short address, let me recognize and warmly welcome Professor R.D. Abubakri, a distinguished professor of religions who retired recently from our university, former Vice-Chancellor, Al-Ikima University. We also recognize our royal fathers who had also taken time to be part of this historic event today. The Aragbiji of Iragbiji, Oba Abdurrashid Ayotunde Olabomi Odundun IV, the Elerima of Erima Ijesha Kingdom, Oba Dr. Michael Adiagbo Odonayo Ajayi, Arowo Tawaya II. I thank your Royal Highnesses and distinguished guests for honoring us with your presence. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's appreciate the Vice Chancellor one more time. Thank you very much, sir, for always pointing University of Ilorin to people that be in the society. We appreciate you, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the theme for this program is the nexus between blue economy and higher education for sustainable development in Nigeria. And this is what our guest speaker will be speaking to us about. But just before we listen to the guest speaker, I'm inviting Dr. Ola Fadunsi to read the citation of our guest speaker. You're welcome, Dr. Fadunsi.
Can I humbly request that our guest lecturer for today stands while I read the citation, please, sir? His Excellency Adegboyega Ishaka Oyetola CON, Nigeria's first Honorable Minister for Marine and Blue Economy, has spearheaded groundbreaking reforms since his appointment in August 2023 by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, charging with harnessing ocean's resources for economic growth and sustainability. He has set the sector on a transformative trajectory. A distinguished technocrat and former executive governor of Osun State from 2018 to 2022. His Excellency Oyetola's governance legacy in the state of Living Spring includes major strides in infrastructure, healthcare, and economic development. His track record of excellency made him the natural choice to lead the newly created Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy. Under his leadership, Nigeria now has its first ever marine and blue economy policy and fisheries and aquaculture policy, solidifying a framework of sustainable growth. His bold initiatives have resolved the decade-old Apapa gridlock, attracting large containers carriers to Nigerian ports, and has secured approval for the long overdue renovation of Apapa and Tinkan island ports. Marine security has also significantly improved under his watch, with zero recorded piracy on Nigerian waters and significantly reduced incidents in the Gulf of Guinea region since his tenure began as the Honorable Minister. His commitment to workforce welfare is evident in the historical signing of the minimum standards of condition of service for workers in the shipping industry, ensuring a 200,000 minimum wage, which is nearing tripling the national minimum wage. The Honorable Minister is also the strong driving force behind Nigerians' bid to return to the IMO Council after almost 20 years, and has championed the Ports and Shipping Economy Regulatory Authority bill to ensure efficiency in this sector. A relentless advocate for indigenous ship owners, he has pushed for the long-awaited move set to revitalize Nigeria's shipping industry. Recognizing safety as paramount, he established a special committee on boat mishap prevention, reinforcing regulatory oversight of Nigerians' waterways. The Honorable Minister's impact has earned him high-level commendation, with the ministry recognized as the best ministry in advancing the ease of doing business in Nigeria in 2024. This was by the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council. It's with great joy that we welcome our guest lecturer for today, His Excellency, to come for his lecture. You're welcome, sir.
I can use this mic. Let me start by recognizing my brother, the governor of Kwara State, the chairman of Governors Forum, and the performing governor in Kwara State, Brahman Abrazak, ably represented by the Commissioner for Transport. I recognize the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Council, His Excellency Abiodun Jacob Aluko. Thank you very much. The VC of this wonderful university, Professor Wahab Egbewale, SAN, all the deputy vice chancellors that are here, the registrar, bursar, librarian, and other principal officers that are here, members of the governing council that are here, teaching and non-teaching staff, our royal fathers, my Kabiyesi, Oba Razak Rashid Ayotunde Olabomi Odundun IV, the Arabuji of Ilabuji, Kabiyesi, His Royal Majesty Oba Dr. Michael Adeagbo. Thank you for being here. I can recognize who are here, other members of council or teaching staff. Professor Majid Alabi, thank you for being here. Professor Abakri, thank you so much. And Afolabi, I thank you for being here. Members of my team who are heads of agencies that are here, I recognize all of you. Leaders of the student union government, I recognize you. Student of this great university, great Nigerian student, articulate Nigerian student, greatest of the greatest Nigerian student. Invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Nigeria, with an extensive coastline of 853 kilometers and abundant marine resources, holds significant potential to develop its blue economy as a key driver of sustainable development. The blue economy encompasses a wide array of industries, including fisheries, aquaculture, maritime transport, coastal tourism, renewable marine energy, and marine biotechnology. These sectors not only contribute to economic growth, but also play a critical role in job creation, food security, and environmental sustainability. However, unlocking the full potential of the blue economy requires more than just access to marine resources. It demands a skilled workforce, innovative research, and sound policy frameworks. Higher education institutions serve as essential catalysts in this process by equipping students with the necessary technical expertise, fostering research-driven solutions, and shaping policy recommendations that guide the sustainable exploitation of marine resources. Universities and research centers play a fundamental role in developing cutting-edge technologies, improving maritime governance, and addressing environmental concerns through scientific inquiry. This lecture examines the vital nexus between the blue economy and higher education, emphasizing the role of universities in advancing sustainable marine practices. It explores how academic institutions can integrate specialized curricula, foster interdisciplinary collaborations, and leverage digital transformation to enhance maritime development. Additionally, it highlights the importance of partnership between academia, government agencies, and private sector stakeholders in creating an ecosystem that supports innovation, capacity building, and long-term economic resilience. The blue economy and its significance. Blue economy is an emerging holistic development paradigm defined as the sustainable use of ocean, sea, and coastal resources for economic growth, improve livelihood and jobs while preserving the health of marine and coastal ecosystem. In simpler terms, it's about harnessing the economic potential of water bodies such as oceans, rivers, and lakes in a way that is environmentally responsible and socially inclusive. Key sectors of the blue economy include maritime transport and shipping, fisheries and aquaculture, tourism and recreation, offshore renewable energy such as wind and tidal power, marine biotechnology, and seabed mining, among others. The concept of blue economy represents a critical shift away from the traditional, often extractive ocean economy modeled by integrating three core pillars, namely environmental sustainability, which mandates the protection of marine biodiversity and coastal resilience. 2, economic growth, which emphasizes resource-efficient, low environmental impact innovation in traditional sectors such as fisheries, shipping, and in sectors such as marine, renewable energy, aquaculture, blue biotechnology, and third, social equity, which focuses on ensuring fair access to resources, poverty reduction, and empowerment of coastal communities. Ultimately, the blue economy is designed to decouple socio-economic advancement from environmental degradation, ensuring that the planet's vast aquatic resources remain productive and available for future generations to meet global challenges, particularly those outlined in the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal SD14, Life Underwater. The blue economy is a key driver of economic growth, environmental sustainability, and social inclusion. According to the African Union, African blue economy has the potential to generate billions of dollars annually and create millions of jobs. For Nigeria, effective utilization of marine resources can lead to the following. 1, economic diversification. Nigerian economy has long been heavily reliant on crude oil, making it vulnerable to global oil price fluctuations and market shocks. The blue economy offers a viable pathway for economic diversification by expanding revenue streams beyond oil. Sectors such as the marine transport, coastal tourism, marine biotechnology, and offshore renewable energy can contribute significantly to national GDP while fostering resilience against economic instability. 2, enhanced food security. Fisheries and aquaculture are vital components of the blue economy, providing a crucial source of protein for millions of Nigerians. However, unsustainable fishing practices, illegal fishing, and environmental degradation threaten fish stocks and marine biodiversity. Higher education institutions and research centers play a key role in developing sustainable fishing techniques, improving aquaculture productivity, and training local fishermen on best practices. Job creation. Job creation and poverty alleviation. The blue economy has the potential to create millions of jobs across multiple sectors, ranging from fishing and shipbuilding to maritime logistics and ecotourism. Higher education institutions can develop young Nigerians with the expertise needed to thrive in marine-related industries by fostering skills development and vocational training. Additionally, small-scale fisheries, seafood processing businesses, and sustainable tourism ventures can provide employment opportunities for coastal and riverine communities, reducing poverty and improving local livelihoods. Improve maritime trade and connectivity. Nigeria's strategic location along the Atlantic coast makes it a critical hub for the regional and international maritime trade. Efficient port operations, well-developed logistics, networks, and seamless international and intermodal transport systems are essential for enhancing trade efficiency and economic competitiveness. Climate resilience and environmental conservation. The sustainability of the blue economy depends on responsible source management of environmental conservation. Climate change poses significant risks to Nigerian coastal regions, leading to rising sea levels, coastal erosion, and extreme weather events that threaten livelihood and infrastructure. Implementing climate resilient policies, promoting marine conservation initiatives, and adopting sustainable ocean governance are critical for mitigating these risks. Despite this prospect, the sector faces critical challenges such as inadequate infrastructure, skill gaps, weak regulatory frameworks, and environmental degradation. Bridging these gaps requires a strong partnership between the blue economy and higher education institutions. The role of higher education in advancing the blue economy. As you all know, higher education refers to the organized and institutionalized system of advanced learning and research that occurs beyond the secondary level, typically provided by universities, polytechnics, colleges of education, and other tertiary institutions. It encompasses a broad spectrum of academic, professional, and vocational programs designed to cultivate intellectual capacity, specialized knowledge, technical competence, and critical reasoning skills essential for individual and society advancement. In essence, higher education constitutes both a public good by promoting social cohesion, equity, and national progress, and a private benefit by enhancing individual opportunities, employability, and personal fulfillment. It represents the highest level of formal education and serves as the cornerstone for societal transformation, innovation, and human development. Higher education is essential for driving blue economy in Nigeria through innovation, research, and workforce development. Universities, polytechnics, monotechnics, colleges of education, and other institutions of higher learning play a critical role in shaping policies, advancing technology, and fostering industry collaborations that enhance maritime sustainability. By aligning educational priorities with national development goals, higher education can help maximize the blue economy's potential for economic resilience, environmental conservation, and inclusive growth through the following dimensions. 1. Capacity building and human capital development. A thriving blue economy depends fundamentally on a skilled and competent workforce, proficient in maritime engineering, oceanography, fisheries management, logistics, and marine environment sciences. In this regard, higher institutions serve as vital partners in complementing the effort of the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy to develop human capital for the maritime sector. Among several initiatives, the Ministry, through its agencies, has intensified extensive manpower training and development, particularly at the Maritime Academy of Nigeria, ORON, which remains Nigeria's premier maritime training institution. Moreover, the ministry plans to train 1,000 Nigerian youths annually for various professional careers in the marine and blue economy sector under the National Seafarers Development Program, NSDP. This flagship capacity building initiative, implemented by the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, is designed to enhance the availability of competent Nigerian seafarers and maritime professionals for both domestic and international engagement. To reinforce this capacity building drive, the scale-up implementation of the NSDP offers a vital opportunity for institutions of higher learning to collaborate with the federal government in curriculum development, research support, and internship placement. This partnership will ensure the training of graduates who are not only theoretically sound, but also practically equipped to thrive within Nigeria's growing and blue economy ecosystem. Research and innovation. Higher education institutions are the intellectual backbone of research and innovation in the blue economy. They provide the knowledge, infrastructure necessary to address emerging challenges and exploit new opportunities within the maritime sector. Priority research areas include sustainable fishery and aquaculture to enhance food security and rural livelihood, 2. Marine biotechnology for pharmaceutical research and bioresources management. 3. Renewable energy solutions, including offshore, wind, tidal, and wave energy development. 4. Climate change adaptation and coastal resilience strategies. 5. Pollution control, marine waste management, and ocean conservation. Institution of Higher Learning have a valuable opportunity to collaborate with the Nigerian Institute for Oceanography and Marine Research, NIOMA. The rector is here, Professor Sule, and international partners on joint research initiatives in marine sciences, coastal resilience, and other critical areas of mutual interest. By establishing centers of excellence in marine and blue economy research, Nigerian universities can foster innovations that directly contribute to policy formulation, industrial competitiveness, and sustainable environmental management. Policy formulation and advocacy. Effective governance of the blue economy depends on coherent, evidence-based policy frameworks. In this regard, the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy has demonstrated commendable leadership by developing a national policy on marine and blue economy, which was approved by the Federal Executive Council in May 2025. This policy provides a comprehensive roadmap for harnessing the nation's marine and inland waterways resources in a sustainable manner. It emphasizes marine safety, ocean governance, environmental protection, economic diversification, and the empowerment of coastal communities. Higher education institutions can play a strategic role in strengthening this national policy by conducting policy-oriented and impact-based research that informs implementation and periodic review of the policy, providing technical expertise to support data collection, policy evaluation, and evidence-based recommendations, engaging policy makers through conferences, symposia, and policy-based focus on sustainable maritime development, integrating blue economy policy studies into academic curricula to promote national awareness and capacity among future policymakers and practitioners. Through such involvement, universities and research centers can ensure that the national policy on marine and blue economy remains adaptive, inclusive, and scientifically grounded, thus advancing Nigeria's long-term sustainability development agenda. Industry-academic collaboration. Bridging the gap between academia and industry remains a cornerstone for innovation and job creation in the blue economy. A notable example of this is the collaboration between NIMASA, an agency under our ministry, and the Institute of Maritime Studies at the University of Lagos, UNILAG. As part of this partnership, NIMASA recently constructed a purpose-built facility and donated specialized equipment to the Institute to enhance teaching, research, and practical training in maritime studies. This initiative demonstrates the value of industry-academic collaboration in producing graduates who meet global maritime standards. It ensures that research outputs are aligned with industry needs, fosters technology transfer, and encourages the development of homegrown solutions to sectorial challenges. Similar collaborations across other institutions, I think University of Ilorin is on the queue. Similar collaborations across other higher institutions will be invaluable in strengthening Nigeria's knowledge base and innovation ecosystem in the marine and blue economy. Community engagement and public awareness. Community participation and awareness are critical components of a sustainable blue economy. The Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, through its agency, the National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA, has undertaken several enlightenment and safety campaigns aimed at ending mishaps on the nation's waterways. This program sensitizes both operators and marine communities on navigation safety, life jacket usage, and sustainable waterway practices. Institutions of higher learning can support this and other efforts through community-based research, student-led outreach programs, and public education initiatives that promote safety, environmental stewardship, and sustainability in terms of livelihood among coastal and inland communities. By incorporating service learning projects and extension programs into the academic framework, institutions of higher learning can contribute significantly to public understanding of the economy and encourage local participation in the sustainability management effort. The synergy between the higher education and the economic sector is pivotal for achieving sustainable development in Nigeria. By investing in education, research, and collaboration, and by aligning academic programs with national marine and blue economy strategies, Nigeria can cultivate a globally competitive workforce, stimulate innovation, and ensure the sustainable utilization of its vast aquatic resources. The continued partnership between the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, along with agencies and our institutions of higher learning, represent a forward-looking model for national growth anchored in knowledge, sustainability, and inclusivity, challenging to higher education's role in the blue economy. Despite the immense potential for synergy between higher education and Nigeria involving blue economy, a number of systematic, structural, and operational challenges continue to constrain the full realization of this relationship. These challenges impede the ability of universities and other tertiary institutions to contribute effectively to knowledge generation, human capital development, and innovation within the marine and maritime sector. These challenges include limited and unsustainable funding. One of the most critical constraints is inadequate and inconsistent funding for higher education, particularly in disciplines related to marine science, oceanography, maritime engineering, and environmental management. Many Nigerian institutions lack sufficient resources to develop state-of-the-art laboratories, simulation centers, and research vessels necessary for practical marine education and applied research. This funding gap limits participation in global research, collaborations, hinders access to modern technology, and weakens the country's capacity to build a competitive maritime knowledge and economy. Sustainable financing mechanisms such as dedicated blue economy research grants, endowments, and public-private partnership (PPP) are urgently required to strengthen institutional capacity and innovation output. Outdated and non-responsive curricula. Most Nigerian higher education institutions still operate traditional curricula that are insufficiently aligned with the dynamic needs of the marine and blue economy sector. The absence of specialized academic programs in marine policy, coastal management, offshore renewable energy, and maritime logistics result in a skill mismatch between graduates and industry requirements. The slow pace of curriculum review and inadequate stakeholder consultation further compound this challenge. To remain globally relevant, higher institutions must adopt competency-based and industry-responsive curricula, integrate emerging technologies such as GIS, AI, and remote sensing in maritime studies, and strengthen vocational and technical pathways aligned with blue economy priorities. Weak institutional linkages and industry collaboration. There is a persistent disconnect between academia, government agencies, and industry operators in the Nigerian blue economic ecosystem. Collaboration in research, training, and policy development remains sporadic and largely uncoordinated. Many universities operate in isolation from industry realities, leading to limited transfer of knowledge, poor commercialization of research outputs, and minimal involvement in policy formulation. Strengthening these linkages requires structured industry, academia, government platform, regular stakeholder dialogues, and incentive for joint research, internship, and innovation partnership that bridge the gap between the theory and practice. brain drain, and limited retention of expertise. Nigeria faces a severe brain drain phenomenon, with many of its highly trained maritime professionals, researchers, and academics seeking better opportunities abroad. The migration of skilled experts depletes institutional capacity, undermines continuity in research programs, and slows the development of indigenous expertise. Contributing factors include limited research funding, poor working conditions, low remuneration, and inadequate professional recognition within the higher education system. To reverse this trend, deliberate retention strategies, including improved funding, competitive incentives, international research partnership, and mentorship programs, must be institutionalized to make the sector more attractive to talented professionals. Inadequate research infrastructure and technological capacity. The lack of modern research facilities and equipment significantly hampers marine and blue economy studies in Nigerian universities. Many data centers or access to research vessels essential for field studies and ocean monitoring. The absence of reliable digital infrastructure and marine data system further constrain innovation and evidence-based policy making. Addressing this requires targeted investment in marine research infrastructure, digitalization of marine education, and partnership with global institutions to share technology, data, and research platform. Overcoming these challenges requires a multidimensional and collaborative approach anchored in strong policy commitment, institutional reforms, and sustainable investment. On our part, we are exploring sustainable means of prioritizing long-term funding for marine research and innovation, strengthening linkages between our agencies and academic institutions, and incentivizing private sector participation in marine education. Universities, on their part, must foster interdisciplinary collaboration, pursue accreditation for specialized maritime programs, and align teaching and research with needs of industry and national development. By addressing these constraints holistically, Nigeria's higher education system can evolve into a dynamic engine of innovation, capacity building, and sustainable growth, driving the transformation of the blue economy into a catalyst for national prosperity and environmental resilience. The way forward. Strategic recommendations. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the marine and blue economy sector in Nigeria is currently experiencing a remarkable upward trajectory. In the past year alone, the sector's revenue generated through the ministry's various agencies has doubled, rising from 700.79 billion in 2023 to an unprecedented 1.39 trillion in 2024. This historic growth underscores the impact of deliberate policy reform, strengthening governance frameworks, and enhanced institutional efficiency across the ministry and its affiliate agencies. It is noteworthy that this revenue expansion was achieved without any upward review of tariff, but rather through strategic and evidence-based interventions. Key among these were coordinated planning, improved interagency collaboration, and a renewed commitment to transparency, accountability, and performance-driven management. These measures have collectively repositioned the ministry as one of the federal government's leading sources of non-oil revenue in Nigeria. However, while these achievements are commendable, significant work remains to be done to fully harness Nigeria's vast marine and blue economic potential for sustainable national development. Higher education institutions occupy a central role in this transformative agenda. They serve as incubators for innovation, research, and capacity building, elements that are indispensable for sustaining growth within its emerging economic frontier. In recognition of this, the ministry has initiated comprehensive strategies aimed at strengthening the nexus between academia and the blue economy sector. These initiatives are designed to foster knowledge exchange, promote applied research, and enhance workforce development. Accordingly, the ministry has prioritized the following strategic areas: investment in education and research. The Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy has committed to enhancing research and development in marine resources and sciences. Recent initiatives include funding support for marine research institutions and capacity building programs to improve scientific understanding of Nigerian coastal and ocean ecosystem. 2. Scholarship and internship programs in partnership with maritime academies to equip students with technical expertise in shipping, aquaculture, and ocean resource management. Ongoing effort to upgrade maritime training facilities and provide funding for research in fisheries, oceanography, and climate resilience. 2. Curriculum reform. The ministry has been actively working with educational institutions to develop industry-relevant curricula that align with global best practices in marine technology, port management, and maritime logistics, and ocean sciences. B. Introduce specialized courses in marine biodiversity conservation, blue carbon, and climate adaptation strategies to equip students with skills relevant to a sustainable economy. C. Facilitate training programs on maritime law, security, and digital transformation in ocean-based industries. 3. Strengthening university-industry partnerships. In order to ensure graduates are equipped with industry-ready skills, the ministry has partnered with maritime companies and port operators to offer practical hands-on training through industrial placement and apprenticeships, supported the establishment of marine incubation hubs in universities to foster innovation and entrepreneurship in blue economy sectors, launched collaborative programs between Nigerian higher institutions and shipping, fisheries, and agriculture industry to enhance research and knowledge exchange. 4. Policy and regulatory support. Recognizing the role of academia in driving sustainable blue economy policies, the ministry has A. Advocated for policy framework that integrate academic research into national maritime and fishery regulations. B. Establish mechanisms for universities to access research grants and funding incentives for ocean-related studies. C. Develop strategies to enhance knowledge transfer between academia, industry, and government to inform decision-making in maritime governance. 5. Regional and international collaboration. The ministry has actively promoted Nigerians' engagement in global blue economy network by A. Facilitating university partnership with international maritime training institutions to enhance capacity building programs. B. Encouraging Nigerian scholars to participate in global marine research projects, particularly in ocean conservation, maritime security, and climate resilience. C. Strengthening Nigerian role in regional blue economy initiative under the African Union 2050 African Integrated Maritime Strategy aims. 6. Public-private partnership, PPP. Public-private partnership collaboration remains a central pillar in Nigerian strategy for developing a sustainable and competitive blue economy. Recognizing that the maritime and the marine sectors require significant capital investment, advanced technology, and technical expertise, the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy has strategically embraced public-private partnership, PPP, as a mechanism for infrastructure development, human capital enhancement, and industry modernization. Through this approach, the ministry seeks to complement government efforts with private sector innovation, funding, and efficiency, ensuring that Nigeria's vast aquatic resources are optimally harnessed for economic growth and national development. One of the most transformative policies interventions in Nigerian maritime sector was the introduction of the port concession regime in 2006, under which the federal government, through the Nigerian Port Authority, transferred the operation of several terminals to private concessionaires while retaining ownership and regulatory control. This policy, now overseen by the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, marked a decisive shift from state-dominated port management to a PP-driven model, emphasizing operational efficiency, competitiveness, and private investment in infrastructure. Since the commencement of the concession regime, Nigerian port operations have experienced substantial improvement. Cargo handling efficiency has increased, vessel turnaround time has reduced, and private investment in port infrastructure has grown. In addition to consolidating the gains of port concessioning, the ministry has also been actively encouraging and facilitating the development of deep-sea ports across the country. Deep-sea ports are essential for accommodating larger vessels, increasing cargo throughput, and positioning Nigeria as a leading maritime hub in West and Central Africa. The Lekki Deep-sea Port in Lagos, which has been completed and is operational, stands as a landmark achievement and a model of successful public-private partnership collaboration. It is Nigeria's first fully automated port and one of the deepest in sub-Saharan Africa, capable of handling post-Panamax vessels. The port over the years is projected to contribute significantly to Nigerian gross domestic product, generate thousands of direct and indirect jobs, and substantially reduce logistics costs for importers and exporters. Its integration within the Lekki Free Trade Zone and ongoing infrastructural linkages such as road and rail connections make it a key driver of industrialization and trade facilitation. Building on the success of this project, the federal government has granted approval for the development of other seaports in Nigeria, namely the Agege Deep Seaport in Bayelsa State, the Ibom Deep Seaport in Akwa Ibom State, the Bakassi Deep Seaport in Cross River State, the Ondo Deep Seaport in Ondo State, the Boni Deep Seaport in River State, and the Botu Deep Seaport in Delta. These projects represent a strategic geographical distribution of maritime infrastructure designed to open up new coastal economies, decongest existing ports, and enhance regional trade connectivity. The development of this deep sea port will address critical infrastructure gaps in Nigerian maritime and blue economy by reducing congestion at the existing port, improving operational efficiency, and expanding the nation's cargo handling capacity. The deep sea ports will also enable Nigeria to accommodate ultra-large vessels, thereby reducing dependence on transshipment hubs in other countries and lowering freight costs, which will make Nigerian port more competitive and attractive to international shipping lines. Furthermore, the strategic location of this port will promote regional economic integration, particularly with the landlocked and neighboring West and Central African countries, thus strengthening Nigeria's role as a major trade gateway for the region. The establishment of this port will also stimulate ancillary industries such as ship repair, logistics, warehousing, and manufacturing, thereby creating significant employment opportunities and fostering industrial clusters. In addition, through PPP arrangement, the project will attract private capital while increasing government revenue from port-related taxes, royalties, and concessions fees. The deep sea port will equally drive the development of complementary infrastructure, including access roads, rail links, inland dry ports, and export processing zones, creating an integrated and efficient maritime logistics network. The ministry continues to encourage private sector participation in green port development, dry port establishment, and logistics corridor management, thereby expanding the scope of the blue economy beyond traditional maritime trade into sustainable infrastructure development. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm also delighted to inform you that to further strengthen the capacity and efficiency of existing port infrastructure, the federal government has granted approval for the comprehensive renovation, upgrading of and modernization of the Apapa Port and Tinkan Island Port, both in Lagos. The procurement process for similar renovations, upgrade, and modernization of the eastern ports are underway. The renovation and modernization of this port will improve infrastructure and facilities, enhance safety, and expand capacities to handle larger cargo volumes. The introduction of automation, digital tracking system, and smart port technologies will also improve custom clearance processes, promote transparency, and enable real-time data exchange. Modernizing the port will additionally foster environmental sustainability by facilitating the adoption of greener operations, improve waste management system, and comply with international environmental standards. The upgrades will enhance operational efficiency, reduce vessel and cargo dwell time, and improve Nigeria's overall competitiveness as a maritime hub in the Gulf of Guinea. Moreover, the existing modern, efficient, and technologically advanced port infrastructure will boost investor confidence, attract more private and foreign investment, and reinforce Nigeria's reputation as a stable and reliable trade partner. It's also gladdening to note that in alignment with the effort to reposition Nigeria as a leading maritime nation, our ministry, the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, is currently working with private investors to establish a new national shipping carrier under a PPP partnership arrangement. You will recall that the Nigeria National Shipping Line was one of the best creation of the federal government at that time. But due to mismanagement,